Jazz FM as we finally reach my number one. Now, this album I received back in May of 2008, and what can I say about this? It has to be one of my favourite tracks of all time, if not my best of 2008 number one. Now, this particular album I managed to get a couple of weeks out before it was actually released, and it just has to be the album from Warren Hill, the title track, La Dolce Vita. This is just such a complete record with such an unbelievable rhythm section of great guitar on there from Paul Jackson Jr. You've got the keyboards of Greg Fillinganes. You've got the drums of Ricky Lawson. You've got the piano and produced by Sam Perkins, his old producer. And you've also got Nathan East on bass, to name a few. A fantastic track. My number one, my best of 2008 number one is Warren Hill, La Dolce Vita. And all the way from the US of A, no expense spared, the man himself, Warren.
How you doing, Steve?
Happy New Year, my friend.
Happy New Year to you.
Good to speak to you. And yes, Warren Hill, La Dolce Vita, number one on Fusion Flavors.
That I am so flattered. I am so honored, so humbled, and what can I say? But thank you for bestowing this honor upon me.
You are welcome. Well, just keep playing the good tunes, and Fusion Flavors will keep playing the music. Warren, it was such a pleasure to get the album.
Oh, that's so great to hear. I mean, we put a lot of effort into making those records. Every single record I've ever made in my career, and to know that, to get those kind of compliments still, I feel very thankful for that.
Now, for the uninitiated here in the UK and across Europe, you're a guy that's not American, you're Canadian.
That's right, so you should like me more.
Of course, I do, straight away, yeah. So I like Michael Bublé, I like David Foster, and you're my favourite three guys.
Well, I'm born and raised, and I married an American, but I still retain my Canadian citizenship.
Without doubt, La Dolce Vita and is my number one on Fusion Flavors. What can you tell me about that particular track, Warren?
Well, I'll tell you a brief synopsis of how it came to me. I'd had a departure with my previous co-producer, with Sam Perkin. We used to write songs together all the time, and I moved away from L.A. and we just kind of lost touch with each other. We didn't write for a long time. We finally got back together to write and produce for this new CD. And we all have these, all of us songwriters. We have what we call the vault. All right, and you go into the vault every time you make a new record, just to see if there's anything there that you may have overlooked in the past or that might be appropriate for the current project. And so he had his vault, and he pulled out the makings of this song, La Dolce Vita, that he had began with Nathan East. And I listened to it one time, and I said, I want that one. And I, it needed a little bit more writing, which I put my stamp on it. And it was one of the first tracks that we got together for this CD. I didn't actually title it until later. That's frequently what I do whenever I do original instrumental songs. I wait till the song's finished and then kind of sit there and see what sort of emotions it evoked. And this one, had the fortune of also being the title track of the record, because La Dolce Vita really gives you the spirit of this CD. It really is a sweet life. And going into this new year, that's definitely how we feel.
Now, listen, I'm looking forward to seeing you at Berks. I believe you're doing a double-header. I think it's with David Benoit on the Sunday, first week in April. I will be there, and all I can say is, would you like to introduce La Dolce Vita on my Best of Fusion Flavors 2008 as my number one track, sir?
Well, first, I'd just like to say thanks again to Fusion Flavors for all the great years of music, and for honoring me with this number one slot. Steve, you're a great guy, and I hope your listeners all appreciate what a great guy you are and what a great ear for music that you have. So here is my title track, my CD, La Dolce Vita, The Sweet Life.
Jazz FM, I'm Steve Quirk, and that is my number one on my best of 2008. Saxman Warren Hill, La Dolce Vita. If you enjoyed the music over the last 3 hours, remember you can have a full list of my best of 2008 top 60. Do it via the website. Email me, my name is Steve Quirk, and you can do it via the website jazzfm.com, and I'll email you back my best of 2008. Hope you've enjoyed the music.